episode, we are reviewing the 2003 911 Turbo, known as the 996. So enjoy, beard, hit the music, and let's get going. Driving a heavily modified 996 Turbo. This ought to be fun. We're gonna go do a bridge blast.
Yep.
This was supplied to us by a friend of ours, so we figure we put our money where our mouth is, right?
Yep.
We've been saying, we said, hey, this is the best bang for the buck, go buy one of these. So we're gonna run it today, and we're gonna go have fun with it and see what it's capable of and all that good stuff. He has an aftermarket steering wheel on his car too, which is outstanding.
You like the flat bottom?
Yeah, and like I said, this is heavily modified. That's 40% throttle.
Light on the front throttle.
So bear with us, it's gonna be loud, we'll probably be shouting, but we'll put the windows up in a little bit, but we wanted you guys to hear this beautiful 3.6 twin turbo. Probably not going to get the best run in the world on the bridge, but
Probably not.
we'll figure it out. Alright, too bad. So right now, third gear pull, we're right at like 4.5 where boost is, so I guess we'll just buckle in, right? That was a little to a lot in a hurry, boy.
That was
Woo! If you're wondering if you should buy one of these, I don't know. I won't say anything. I'll just let that run speak for itself.
You're probably scrolling Auto Trader right now.
Yeah. Woo! You feel it surge? And the thing is I'm not even in it. When it boosts like that, when it surges, it's just it's like, let's go get it. Like it's like so angry. Why do I drive a 964 and not this?
I don't know. No, there's no way. No way.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
The hidden gem is what it is.
I am blown away at how fast it is.
It is such a bullet. It's insane.
And he has a safe tune on this, guys. Like, this isn't even a kill tune. So let's talk about seats. Let's talk about feel.
Yeah, sports
Even
seats.
though we're kind of like buzzing from that run. Sports seats feel
Sports
great.
seats, hard back, painted to match.
Yeah. So we can put windows up to talk a little bit after that run.
It's a little quieter.
Yeah, a little bit. So yeah, sports seats in the car. Sorry if I'm shouting. But he's got this aftermarket steering wheel in
I like
it.
it.
It's a flat bottom steering wheel. It's all leather. It feels outstanding. the gear shifter in the 996 always has felt good. That's no difference. He hasn't done anything different with that. No shift kick. It's for the factory, but it feels great.
Yep.
Rifle bolt action. Classic Porsche.
Carbon fiber shift knob.
Yeah, it definitely feels the business, as we like to say, right?
And it's all the business. It's flying its own private jet business.
Yeah, it's definitely the business. But you know, the amenities, I think everybody gives this thing kind of a harsh deal when they're saying, oh, there's so many plastics inside. And
I like his, and maybe that's because it's all black.
yeah,
Maybe that's the reason it doesn't.
it
seems
could
to
be. I just think it's kind of unfair because it was a sign of the times, right? Like, I think it was one of those things where this is 2003. This is kind of what was happening in 2003. Like, yeah, they could have upgraded, but again, they weren't Bentley. Porsche's not Bentley. They're not putting, you know, hand-stitched things in the car. That, like I said, this ABS plastic was the sign of the times. I mean, you can go into Ferrari and see the 2003 Ferrari has ABS plastic in it.
Yep.
So I think it kind of gets a harsh deal on that. Price point, we've discussed many times on the podcast.
Yep.
Outstanding, right?
For sure, for this amount, like we say, the bang for the buck is there. I mean, what do you? I mean, I've seen price points recently, like in the 40s.
Yeah, I think you could get one for 45. They've gone up a little bit, but you used to be able to get one for like probably low 30s.
Yeah.
A decent one. I'm not saying like a low mileage one, but so the clutch is not stiff, but it's a little light in the sense of like trying to figure out where it's going to engage at. Like when it engages quickly. So since I haven't driven this car, I'm having a bit of an issue with the clutch point. I mean, not that I can't drive the car, but I'd figure it out after I drove it. Suspension, you know, his car is lowered a little bit. It definitely feels, I don't want to say rough, but communicative, like the road, like you can feel what's going on the road.
I think it's compliant, but
Yeah.
but compliant but comfortable.
Yeah. He's running 18-inch fixie wheels on it,
Yeah, they know
which
good.
looks outstanding. But as far as like driving and all that kind of stuff, it feels great. It feels classic Porsche. So now again, let's talk interior cabin, right? Like, it feels like a Porsche in here. It feels like a 911 in here. It doesn't feel like it's too big.
Yeah, it feels. I mean, it does feel spacious.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel super tight.
Compared to your 997, it feels a little bit tighter even than the 997 in here.
But not as tight as there.
Yeah. And I like this because it feels very analog, even though it's an 03, which is more modern. But I mean, if you think about the times, I mean, the car's 16 years old.
Yeah, that's
I mean, if it was an infant in 03,
Yeah.
you have a teenager on your hands that's a pain in your ass. So yeah, again, very special car. I think anybody who's ever frowned on this car is never driven one.
Like we said, yeah, that's what we talked about. It just, it goes back to the Cayman or Boxer thing. Everybody's, those cars are okay, but if you've never driven one, not saying you have to own it, just go find somebody that's willing to let you drive one, and then you'll get it.
Yep. Totally agree with that. Aaron's turn.
Yeah.
Don't stall it. I know. Don't launch it into the tree either. Be careful. Okay. So what do you think about the clutch, Aaron?
I thought it's super light, like you said it was. You gotta find out where it's at. It's at right at the top.
Yeah, so I think there's a stage 2 clutch kind of plaguing both of us, but no stalls.
No, yeah, I guess, yeah.
Aaron almost killed himself, but...
No, that's why you don't wear flip-flops and drive.
He went 6th gear?
Just hang it out. Just cruising.
It's funny, our driving styles are so different.
Yes, I mean, we used to be grandpa, but that's also, I mean, a different style is a different style.
Yep, I didn't say it was wrong, I just said it was different.
Someone's not as aggressive.
Be aggressive. Be aggressive. No, but honestly, like this car, next level, right? Like, and it's 03 next level. Yeah, it's a really good idea. So from the driver's seat, let's run through the rundowns that we go through. So suspension, I know you've been in the car all of like 3 minutes, but
yeah,
you can feel...
Oh yeah, it feels very, very good.
Yeah,
like
motor sporty, very dialed in with what's going on the road.
Oh, for sure. It doesn't feel rough.
No, I agree.
It doesn't feel rough at all. It just, but you definitely know where everything is, and you can definitely feel everything in the road. And steering is definitely on point. It's definitely weighted. I feel like it's weighted well, or it's not. It's comfortable.
Yeah.
It's not heavy. It's not. You're not hunting for where you're at.
I would agree with that.
The shifting is very precise, notchy.
Everything you want in a
Short.
Porsche.
Yep.
And like I said, I know people give this interior a hard time, but I think they just do it to do it, like because they want to pick on this car. It's not that bad. Like,
No.
it's not as bad as everybody makes it sound to be. And definitely tell you what, from a driving experience standpoint, who cares? Because this car is awesome.
It shifts your perspective on so many levels of what a car can be capable of. And as much as somebody says, oh, the car is terrible because of headlights.
Yeah, don't be one of those guys. Don't be pompous.
I might not like the headlights either, but I definitely like this driving experience.
Yeah, I'm not saying I'm in love with them and they don't matter, but at the same time, like, when you're like that isn't so aesthetically displeasing that you should pass on this car.
No. And it's all up to the drive.
If you only had $45,000 to spend on one car,
exactly.
that's it, one car, the rest of your life, like from a Porsche standpoint, this is your $45,000 forever car, in my opinion.
Okay. With that said, would you, since it's your forever car, are you taking out the front diff and all that?
Absolutely.
Absolutely, it's you.
Yep. Because that's just me. I'm hardcore. As AF.
I noticed.
And you know, different strokes for different folks. It's just the way that I'm cut. It's, and not saying you can't have a bone stock one. I'm not saying you have to have this one where you're running straight pipes, you know, you're running coilovers, you're running a tune, you know, aftermarket steering wheel, short shifter. I'm not saying it has to be all those things to be enjoyable. For me, that isn't more enjoyable. But this car is just as much the business bone stock as it would be in this format right now, in my personal opinion.
And I totally agree with that. And like Mike had mentioned earlier, just the cruisability, it just feels fine. It doesn't feel crazy.
Yeah, super compliant, ridiculously compliant. Not like an old air-cooled car like I have. I mean, it's super hot outside, and this AC works ridiculously good.
I think it's
and don't underplay the importance of AC, guys. Unless you live in SoCal, where you're fortunate enough to be spoiled, the rest of the population does have to live somewhere else.
Rip out the AC.
Yeah.
Oh, when it's 60 degrees outside, always. You can live with that.
But yeah. I hope not too many people actually see this video. They're going to make it right here. because I don't want them to see how much I'm ranting and raving about how great this is. But you know, I'm doing it on the podcast, so we're really seeing what this car is about finally in the flesh, and in the proper, in my personal opinion. Again, it doesn't matter. Like, everybody's got one, but in the proper format. Like,
Yeah.
as far as the way this is set up.
It's now, that being said,
GT2 wing, tuned, like.
that being said, are you looking to buy one that's modded already?
Yeah, I actually would, to be honest with you, because I'd rather not have to pay the overhead on that. As we all know, I mean, mods don't mean anything as far as, you know, like resale on, maybe on certain cars, but they're really straight. I wouldn't try to buy a modded car. There's a speed yellow 991 up there. I'm saying I never put it in sixth.
You drive it like...
I drive it like you're supposed to drive it.
Like fourth.
That's how you're supposed to drive it. It's where the power band's at, man. I drive in the power band. You're pretty quiet.
It scares me, man.
As I'm hooting and hollering like an ape over there, I'm like, when I'm driving it, woo!
I just feel it moving. That's
different. It's a very, very powerful car, so, and it needs to be respected.
And it is respected. But man, there we go.
Hey, good engagement.
There's no denying it's fast.
Yeah, some closing remarks. What do we think? We love the car, we love the 996, especially in this tune. I imagine even a stock tune would be amazing. But I love the way that this car is set up. We want to thank Chad so much for letting us use his car. What an amazing opportunity to drive such an incredible machine. And think about this. It's from 2003, guys. 16 years old. It's this kind of power. This must have been a time machine in 03. So thank you once again. And remember, guys, tell us in the comments what you guys thought about this car. And also, if you have a special Porsche you want us to review, we don't only do dealer cars, even though we have relationships. Clearly, we're doing aftermarket cars or personal owned cars. Hit us up, email us, DM us on Instagram, let us know on Facebook. We'd love to check your car out, love to drive your car. And also, remember the 1,000 members giveaway, right, Aaron?
Every 1,000 subscribers we get on YouTube, you get something for free. It can't be any easier.
Exactly.
Subscribe, have a chance to get something.
Yeah. And we'll see you guys on the next one. We love you guys.
See ya.